welcome to Bickering Book Reviews. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becky.
And today we're talking about The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Alire Saenz.
Saenz, maybe?
Saenz. I should know how to say this because I do like his writing. Okay, but anyway, this book is about families that we create for ourselves as well as kind of grief that may come along with it. So Sale was adopted when he was a baby, and he knows very little about his biological parents. He was adopted by a great man who is also homosexual, which kind of plays into the story later. Sale is having trouble with his grandmother. His adopted grandmother is terminally ill. She's dying, and so a lot of emotions are coming to the surface that he doesn't even know where they're coming from or, what he's feeling. So it's just kind of his grief process and the emotions that are coming out with it. And that's essentially it about Inexplicable Logic.
So there were lots of aspects of this book I really liked. I liked the family aspects. He did such a good job of creating the family you create. And he also did a really great job of showing how adoption can work. I feel like a lot of times adoption is like the dramatic side of it. So you don't have a positive adoption. And this was Sal's family. Yes, he wasn't born into it, but this was his family. And I loved that.
Well, and I loved that, it showed family in all regards, like you were saying, because you've got the adoptive father whose family is so close, and then you've got the best friend whose family is so not close. It's got the single mom who doesn't care about her daughter. You've got, there's just so many different...
You had the friend whose mom was a drug addict who didn't care. Plus, this was like a traditional Mexican family. They were Mexican-American, but they had that Mexican tradition and roots. And they were like, okay, their son, father, whatever you want, brother, was gay. This is who he is, but we love him anyway. And I like that. I think that's a positive message to put out there that you don't always get to put out there.
Yeah, he did address that very well. I thought he addressed it well in Aristotle and Dante. However, I remember you had a problem with the setting because it was in the 1980s.
Okay, I had some issues with that book, and as of now, the only thing I can really remember, because we did it for book club like 18 months ago, is that Lin-Manuel Miranda read it to me.
Well, maybe if he read this book, you'll listen to this one.
I would listen to Lin-Manuel Miranda read the phone book. It's as simple as it gets.
Okay.
And Sarah can say, I would.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you would.
I would.
I might too, though. Let's just be honest.
He could read me his grocery list, and I'd be like, can you put some jazzy beat behind that?
Turn it into a rap. But anyway.
I just think the whole thing, like his phone list to the background music of the song Nonstop from Hamilton would rock my world. But back to the book.
So, since there are some parallels and possibly future parallels to Aristotle and Dante, for me, this second book felt so much like a rehash of that first book. Like, even the plot seemed very similar in this book.
The plot is similar, particularly about, the family issues and that. I will say my problem is that it's a teen book, and I kept thinking that the main character, who's supposed to be 17, is like 14. It felt like a very naive narrator. And maybe that's part of the point. He was so kind of protected in this cloud of family love, but it kind of threw me off.
Yes, he did seem younger, but he sounded just like Aristotle did. Like, Aristotle was unknowable. He had all of these feelings and emotions, and he acted based on these unknowable feelings and emotion, but he doesn't know himself to the point that even the reader doesn't know kind of the motivations behind why Sale is acting the way he is. Like, why are you punching this guy in the parking lot? Like, you can't be that confused that you have no clue where this reaction came from. It just, like, that really bugged me. It also, the plot there, nothing was happening in the plot. Like, a lot of it was just kind of sitting around and waiting. And then your problem with it, the convenient things would happen. Like, all of this stuff happened at once.
There was a lot of death around these people all at once, and everybody happened in a different way, and I guess it could happen in the world, but I was like, come on, guys. It reminded me of, nobody watched the show, but it reminded me of the show Picket Fences, where they're in this tiny little town in the middle of nowhere, and like all of this crazy stuff keeps happening. I'm like, so what's gonna happen next?
Well, and I think it was convenient so that so the author could show people's different interactions with grief and kind of how they come to terms with grief, which I thought, I mean, he did a really great job describing the process of grief. You're right, it was convenient, but I think he described it so beautifully and so accurately. It felt real to me.
Even that's the thing, he is very good at putting words together. Just
Oh my
the way
gosh,
he puts
yes.
the words together. Even if you don't necessarily like the story that's being told or believe the story that's being told, the actual words put together are very well done.
Like, yeah, the plot didn't do anything for me. It bored me, but the language itself was just so beautiful that I could see myself reading this book again.
I don't know. I would listen to it if it was read by Lin-Manuel Miranda. So we should rate it. And then before I rate this, I think you had an arc, but I think I actually got this off of NetGalley or Edelweiss.
No, I thought we both had a physical arc of it.
I didn't read the physical arc. I got it off.
Oh, well, I read the physical arc that we got from our collection development person. Yay, you! Thank you. Enjoy free books.
So let's rate it.
Okay, so our rating scale goes from 5 unicorns down to 2 unicorns, and then the lowest of the low is a horse because it does not deserve a horn and does not poop out cupcakes. So that's the rating scale. I'm going to give this, I'm feeling a little charitable today, and I'm going to give Inexplicable Logic. See, I kind of have an issue with the title.
Yeah, you can't remember. She cannot remember
I can't remember the title. All I remember is Inexplicable Logic. That's an issue. Anyway, I'm going to give it 4 stars just because the writing was so awesome.
I'm going to give it 3 unicorns. I liked it.
Stars, I meant unicorns.
I wasn't going to say anything. I liked it. I thought it was well written, but it just didn't grab me. So I was like, yeah, it's good. It just wasn't great for me.
Maybe it'll be great when Lin-Manuel Miranda reads it to you.
Everything is great when Lin-Manuel Miranda reads it. And so that's where we are with the inexplicable logic of my life.
All right.
Bye.
Adios.